Hey folks, it's Babbage and Ainer. We're in the long dark. We are currently ready to go out. I think we're taking what we can. We have loaded up. It is gusty out there though. We are going to Forlorn Muskeg. But we're going to check to see what the weather's like first. Can we hold the torch in this? And that says we got to get out of here fast. How are you, buddy? Where's the cougar? Way up there. Okay.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Okay, time to go. We know we're not welcome. Time to get out of here. First stop is got to be Butcher's Den, I think. Yeah, we didn't make any new teas. That's unfortunate. So I hope everyone's doing well today. Everyone had a good Saturday. This is my last stream for a little bit. I'm going to be gone for a week. I don't get back until next Saturday, so, and I'll probably get back too late. I have to check the schedule. I might be back in time to stream. Might be kind of late though, so we'll see if I'm up to it. Uh-oh, it's not good. Do we just try to build a fire in here?
I'm not going to be able to carry this load. I can't feel my feet.
Hop into the cave. We missed the cave.
If I don't warm up soon.
We missed the cave. We need to duck into the cave and take shelter. Okay. We left a lot of firewood and coal here. This is what we need. Let's see here. We're going to build a fire.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
I think what we do is we build a fire, we wait a couple hours, then we try to make a run for it. Okay, what do we got for this stuff can drop? I guess we should take advantage of making food. And herbal tea.
Is getting too heavy to carry.
How much water we have? 172. Probably have to boil some more water.
I could eat anything right now.
Ooh, pancakes. Okay, what weighs the most here? Dog food. Boil some water again. How is it out there?
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
The perfect time to go. I think we still have 1 liter to go. We can drop this one. So we'll do one more pancake. And drop this one too. Okay.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Okay, time to move. Moving. So yeah, Saturday's been pretty quiet. I slept in this morning for a little bit, which was nice. I did, what else did I do this morning? I went and did a little last minute shopping, looking for clothes. Something I might take with me to Montreal. I'm still on the fence as to whether or not I'm going to take it. I think I might not. But I liked what I found. I just felt that the pants were not as versatile. Like, I like them. I might wear them once a week. I can't see me bringing a pair of pants to wear once for a 5 or 6 day stay. So, figure the old standbys, jeans, and a set of slacks will probably do. And then what else did I do? Laundry. I think I did laundry, then I went shopping. Then I went for a walk. But yeah, it was pretty quiet. I watched Mission Impossible 1 because on Pluto TV, all the Mission Impossibles, all the earlier ones are streaming for free. So it's like, oh, it's been ages since I saw the first one. I'll watch that. Wow. That's from the 90s. What was considered high tech? It's kind of laughable now. I mean, it was high tech, their version of high tech back then, but yeah. It is always funny to see different attempts to imagine what is futuristic or what is high tech and how close or how far away we are from that reality when we get there. So, like, Star Trek is famous for that too. Yeah. Jetsons. Things that we thought would be commonplace are not always. Oh, wolf up there. Important thing. Do we have our... These are cold now. Do we have our stone? Yes, we got our stones. Okay. Something to threaten with. What do we have left in terms of flares? We have 1 flare left. So we really need to get the one at, you can pull one from poachers. But yeah, basically a week gone. Wolf is out there somewhere. Okay.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
We're on day 11, almost day 12 of our no match run. Midday. Hmm. This is gonna be bad, isn't it? Sounds like a big wind.
Sure getting cold.
Don't lose the fire, Astrid. We just lost the fire. That's not good. We got one flare. I don't want to use it.
Damn, I'm freezing.
Yeah, the worst part about this is being so exposed on the track. The wind just comes through and you've got nothing. Can't get it all the way through. flare.
I think I can use this.
We could definitely use that. I don't really love this. But I think we're going to have to cross. There's the bear. Ooh. How much coal do we have at this point? 16 pieces of coal. We have enough to do the forge. How much cloth do we have? 5 pieces of cloth. Okay. Should have made some birch bark tea. Such a slow process to get there. I really hope we find some more flares. Which is safer? I'll try to go this way. Hey, Mangokin, good to see you. We're we're suffering, is what we're doing. This may be a bad idea here. We're doing a challenge where we're not allowed to use matches at all. So this is Interloper with no matches. We are on day 11, almost day 12. We only have 2 flares left. And we're trying to get to Spence's so that we can forge. And the wind kicked up and took out our torch, so things got bad quickly. I don't like this. So we're gonna have to camp temporarily at the shelter here. Thankfully we can sleep here, but we do have to use some of our firewood. I hate wasting the flare, but the run comes to an end if I die, right? So we gotta do something. So there should be a fire barrel that we can use. Okay, let's start the fire.
One little fire.
Use a coal. I'm gonna sleep for a little bit and then we'll try to get there in the dark. So there's like a couple, used to be, where did I put this? I saw it here. Come on. Okay. We're going to use herbal tea. We are going to cook some birch bark. Randomly opening book. Yeah. You've played The Long Dark before though, right? Hours. We can sleep for 5 hours. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. So I am. Let me give the little spiel here. I play The Long Dark, but I'm also a writer. A few other things as well. So I'm a published author of 2 books of poetry. I'm translator of contemporary Chinese poetry. I'm also a former computer games programmer. I teach creative writing and edit manuscripts for people as kind of a consulting gig. And I currently am finishing up a master's in library and information science to become an academic librarian. This is after already doing an MFA in creative writing and a PhD in literature and creative writing. So I got a little bit too much education. So, but yeah, I love talking about poetry. I love talking about creative writing in general, contemporary fiction and poetry. Yeah, speculative fiction, all sorts of weird stuff about 19th century sci-fi. Yeah. Okay. It's calm and it's not an aurora. Let's make some more birch bark. I guess we can afford to bump that up. We'll go a little bit longer. So we get another couple hours in here. Hopefully the weather bears out. Okay, nice and calm. That's our old frostbite. What's the appeal of the game? Okay, so if you've never played this game before, The Long Dark is a winter dystopian. How can I put this exactly? So it's basically it's a survival game set in the Canadian North in the aftermath of a global geomagnetic event that has shut down all electrical power. So nothing that uses electricity works. You're playing Crashlands in this remote region that already has suffered a economic collapse, and so there's basically no one here to begin with. Just abandoned towns, mines. There's been like earthquakes in the past, so a lot of stuff is just shut down or is not considered safe. So if you do run into people, they're all frozen corpses. There's just no living people that you run into. There's no zombies. There's nothing supernatural. It is just you against wildlife, which has gone crazy because of this thing that's happened. So wolves and bears are exceptionally aggressive, and so so you do face wildlife attacks, but also it's just extreme weather conditions, starvation. Yeah, all the fun stuff. Unlike most games that kind of participate in a fantasy of becoming a hero that is eventually ascending to godhood effectively, like you become more and more powerful over time, there's nothing like that in The Long Dark. You at day 1 are just as likely to die as you at day 500 or you at day 1000. You can die from the same things. And this is permadeath. There is no, they added a mechanic to allow you to cheat death, but even cheating death is not really a good deal. But for the longest time, it was a game in which you played until you died and then you start over. One of the things I love about it is, I love the artwork. I love this choice to go with this watercolor palette instead of relying on a photorealistic look. I love the fact that in general, the mechanics, the interfaces are all very simple, and yet it provokes a lot of really deep thinking about how do you survive, what's ultimately important here. We're going to keep this fire going because we can't start a new fire. This ridiculous challenge, normally you have matches that you can find, but we have chosen to play this challenge with no matches. This entire adventure on what has been for the longest time the hardest difficulty setting. There's a new hard difficulty that's ridiculously hard. We're not doing that right now. Nemesis, we're on, I think, day 12 now. Yeah, we're on day 12. We're back down again to 1 flare. We picked up the flare at Poacher's, but we lost our torch before we got there. So we had to start a new flare because we almost died of exposure. We dropped down to heartbeat. So we pulled ourselves out of heartbeat. Now we're just gathering materials. Everything has to serve a purpose, but you cannot carry an infinite amount of things. So you have to be really thoughtful. You can increase your carrying capacity by like making a moose satchel or finding a technical backpack, or if you can stay well fed long enough, you gain a minor boost to your ability to carry things as well as your general health. But that means you have to stay, you can't go into starvation ever. Do you ever feel safe? If you ever feel safe, you're probably about to be killed. You learn quite quickly never to trust the feeling of being safe. I think you can feel safe if you're playing one of the less threatening difficulty settings. If you're doing Pilgrim, which is basically an exploratory mode where nothing is aggressive and you can just travel around, the weather is pleasant, and it's mostly about exploring the terrain, just getting to know the... Okay, so see that? That's our wolf. Now, luckily for us, wolves can be threatened. Threatening it with a rock, but he's got buddies coming. We're trying to move all the way over here. So where the wolf is running is actually the direction we want to go, so we'll probably run into that wolf again. Yeah, so there's Pilgrim, which is just pretty much exploratory. There is Voyager, which wildlife is occasionally dangerous. I think I hear him. Where are you guys? There you go. You get really good at listening.
It's so cold. I'll lay down for a bit.
Go away. Oh, here he comes again. Go away, go away, go, scoot. Yeah, so I think it's it leads to, no playthrough is ever the same, and so I think it does lend itself well to, like, if you try to tell someone how your run is going, it becomes a story. It becomes a story of survival and of good choices and bad choices. So I think it lends itself really well to storytelling. And all these remnants, things left behind, also like are clues to some sort of larger world and, things that have happened before you were even here. Ooh, that's promising. Nope. There's a whole side mission revolving around like fixing some transmitter stuff. I'm not interested in doing that. Okay. Yeah, so you get these little notes, do you see the stars? Do you see that you are there? It's a fault of the mind to perceive separation. The same fault creates time. Look around, observe. Your father was trying to preserve what we have. The boxes hold the seeds of the universe. Breathe deep, persist, fix that goal in your mind. Concentrate on a single flower. You'll feel that warmth on your cheeks again. This is just a signal from beyond, just a passing cloud from another world. The songs of birds will fill pink skies. Remember, the weakest light breaks the deepest darkness. So this This is a note that's actually from, interesting enough, there you can find also some notes that were from the Kickstarter backers that were written to fit into the world. But there are also things that are part of the world building that Hinterland put together. So we've already searched all this stuff. Okay, so we got lots of coal. We're going to go ahead and get this thing started. Yeah, I often think of the game as having deeply Buddhist components to it, in the sense that every playthrough, you do the best you can. And at some point, you'll die. But dying is just part of your learning process. You'll try again. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. You'll try again, and in your trying again, you'll take the lessons you learned from the first life and you'll apply it to the next life. You keep going, keep trying. Okay, so how much metal do we have? At this point, we've got 8 pieces of metal. We need more metal. Got all this fire going right now here. Yeah, thanks for the follow, Mango King. Yeah. So are you a writer as well? One of the things we do on this channel is people can put requests in for me to read from my poetry. And every stream I will close the stream by also reading poetry. Okay, so let us see. Fill our belly up here. Ordinarily I wouldn't be eating so much, but there's a couple of reasons why I'm doing this. One, okay, let's see. We'll do this. Yeah, one part of it is the fact that because we have the opportunity to start fires so rarely. You gotta eat when you can, cook when you can. Okay, let's see here. We need more metal. Where are we gonna get more metal? Let's grab a torch. We're gonna go outside. We're gonna see if we can find some more scrap metal just lying around at the corners. Usually there's more. It's also a safe here. And also a first aid kit.
This will come in handy.
Yeah, less handy than you think. Let's see if we can access the safe. There it is. Okay, so that was somewhere around 45. Yep, and that was somewhere around 42. $40. Okay, so that was 13 or something. 45, 40, and there we go.
This will come in handy.
I would have liked well, it's not the worst thing in the world. So we have the hatchet now. Just need to find some more scrap metal. Sometimes there's more metal out here. Not this time, though. And then the ruined building sometimes has some more. Okay, take care, Nemesis. Thanks for dropping in. Yes, we're, I don't know. I mean, we're already longer. I've survived longer than I ever have without matches. 12 days, I think, is a new record for surviving without any matches whatsoever. We'll see how far we can get. If we forge and we can craft a bow and arrow, we'll suddenly be in the territory where we can defend ourselves and not simply be always prey. Okay, this was disappointing. No metal over here either. Does it mean we're going to have to do another forge? Don't like that idea. Okay. What are our choices here? If we forge a knife, that's going to take 3 pieces of metal and leave us 4. That will give us 8 arrows. I mean, it's not great, but it is something. We can also see if we can break down the can opener and a few other things. If we get the can opener, that should give us another piece of metal. Yeah, if you like, you can check out more of my work here. Okay, let's see. We are going to drop. So did I have a can opener? I did have a can opener. And we don't need all these. Okay. That's definitely worth it. Let's move up to this. This is better. Okay, let's put the water on. Okay, so now we have... Okay, we need to make them nice still, but for now we're going to do 2 arrowheads. We'll actually do 4 arrowheads. Okay, let's do the knife. We need the knife to do the crafting of the bow and the arrows. We must make the knife. And this leaves us with 3 pieces of scrap. Not a lot. Is there anything else we can get here? Let's break down a few more planks. Let's see if we can stretch this out a little bit longer. And I think we may keep this going. We'll go check out the bunker, and maybe there's something we could use in the bunker. Okay. So tucked away up here is a bunker. Really, all we want is we want to be able to have another... It'd be nice if we had around, oh, I don't know, 15 arrowheads. If we had 15 arrowheads, be good. I don't know if we'll be able to make them. No, make that many. I don't know if we'll survive long enough to have the bow and the everything else we need, but we're going to try. Okay. I guess the other thing we can do is we can drop our saplings up here in the bunker. And that way at least they'll cure. Because they need to cure in some place indoors. There's probably going to be a wolf up here. I heard you. Where are you at? See? I knew you were coming. Knew it was coming. I heard the pitter-patter of little feet. I knew he was up here. I mean that, and I've been here enough times that I know where the wolves hang out now. Although they did an update not too long ago where they refreshed all the locations, all the spawn locations, so you don't really get to, you know, if you thought you knew where things were, things got shuffled around. So, hey, welcome in, Filthy McNasty. Welcome in, Raiders. Give a shout out to Filthy. Oh, while we're doing that, we can also give a shout out to analysis.
That was close. That was fucking close.
I tried that. See if that helps. Okay. Yeah. Also do Nemesis Darling and yeah. Welcome in, readers. If you're new to this channel, I am Damage Meter. I'm a long time.
Yes, it's so pretty.
Long time TLD streamer.
Yeah, so deadly.
Long time TLD player. I've been streaming for about 3 years now. I'm also a writer. I'm the author of 2 books of poetry. I'm also a former computer games programmer. I teach creative writing and edit manuscripts for other authors and writers, and I'm currently back in school doing a master's in library and information science, which I should finish at the end of this summer. 35 days. Hey, you know what? When you're learning Loper, anytime you can make it past the first 48 hours is a win. And then, I look at it as multiple stages. Usually you struggle to get past 24 hours. Then it's struggling to get past like 2 or 3 days. Then it's struggling to break 7 days. Then it's struggling to break 10 days. Breaking 14 days because of a new challenge. And then from there, it's like around 20, 25 days. And then trying to break 40 days is really hard. And you'll waste a lot of, you'll spend a lot of time losing runs at about 35 to 45 days. And then finally you'll get a breakthrough run and you'll make it past day 50 and it will feel amazing. And then later on you'll finally break through day 100. You learn Python. Okay, and bash scripting. Yeah. So yeah, I wear a lot of different hats. I've been around for a while. So yeah. So yeah, I'm a decade ahead of you. I'm 51, just turned 51 in a couple weeks, last month. So don't feel like it at all. Except for the other day when I pulled something in my lower back, and then I definitely felt like I was 51. But I thankfully recovered already. It's taken me about a week to recover, but that's better than spending like 3 weeks recovering. Only as old as you feel. I hear you. And most of the time, I feel pretty young. I still feel like I'm in my 30s most of the time. So yeah, we're currently in Forlorn Muskeg. We're doing a challenge. If you played TLD before, this is kind of a silly, ridiculous Interloper challenge. I'm playing Interloper, but I'm not allowed to use matches. Yeah, so literally this is a challenge. Matchless. Interloper, but no matches. You can always start with flares, lit torches, maglins, or firestriker. Yeah, torch walking would be the goal, but if you get hit by blizzards, yeah, amen to your torch. And then what? Then you're like, I still haven't found a firestriker or maglins, so I'm just relying on my flares, and I'm running out of flares. Oh, what happened to roll with it? I beat it. I don't know if you've saw that, but I finally beat Roll With It. So there's another crazy challenge that I do called Roll With It, where you have to visit every single region in the entire game world. And you start off like in the first 50 days, you roll a D10, like a D&D die, a 10-sided die for each major region, and a 4-sided die for each transition zone or micro region. So a major region would be like Mystery Lake, and a transition zone would be like Milton Basin or Crumbling Highway or the climb down area between Mystery Lake and Milton. And then after 50 days, the die increases, and so it becomes 1 to 20 days in each major region and 1 to 6 days in each transition zone. And that at 100 days, transition zones go to 1 to 8 days, and then at 150 days and beyond, they're at 1 to 10 days. So we finally beat it. I beat it at 303 days, and I finished in Black Rock, and that included on that run. That also included a 20-day stay in Forsaken Airfield. What was it in the airfield, and 20 days in zone of contamination, despite the fact I'd never visited zone of contamination before. So it was a brand new unknown zone. I just walked in and I rolled the 20, and I was like, "This is it. This is so bad." But we made it. We made it all the way through. Okay, we don't really need more wood, but we'll take it. Yeah, so it was brutal, but somehow, despite all that... Okay, so we got a different problem here. We want to break this thing down for the metal, right? That's 2 hours. We need to have more firewood to do that. We still have the coal on us. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Oh, but we got this as well. This is 15 minutes. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go up. We're going to build a fire. Oh, no. Okay. Not good. Do we feel lucky? Do we feel lucky, folks? How did I like zone of contamination? It was interesting. I was very, very cautious. I did not want to blow my run at that point, so I found as quickly as I could a place to hole up that had a decent amount of food resources. And 248. I am really going to hope that this works.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Uh-oh. We couldn't finish it because we don't have enough light. Great. So we failed. Will it let us do this one? No, it won't. Do we still have a fire?
Can you eat trees? 'Cause I'm gonna.
Still have a fire. Okay. So we did not get more metal. But we didn't lose our fire. Oh, we were supposed to drop these. Okay, so let's go down and drop these. Okay, so let's see. Drop these guys. Can we? Okay, that worked. Okay. I wasn't certain that would work, but that worked. Okay. Okay, we're going to keep this one burning in case we need it. $400 in the game, 75 in Interloper. So I have about 750 hours in Stalker, and I have almost 3,000 in Loper now. I played a lot of Loper. There was a time during the pandemic where I just streamed every single day, and I streamed multiple times a day, But, yeah, I don't have the same schedule as I did back then. And to be honest, like, the combination of, like, a really isolating game like The Long Dark. I hear you, folks. Okay. Go away. Go away. Go away. Okay. Interesting, no carcass up here this time. Yeah. So I guess we'll make the arrows that we can make and just have to be happy with that. Go away, go away. I can hear you. Go away, go away. Okay, take care, filthy, nasty. Okay. You do really come to rely on your sense of hearing. You just have to listen really, really closely. Okay, we might have to come back and do another forge. Looks like we're probably making pancakes. Okay, so we did break down the bucket, so we do have one more piece of metal. That should get us grand total of 10 arrows. Okay, it's something. We are at 6 hours here.
Can you eat trees? Because I'm gonna eat a tree.
We'll probably have to forge again in Broken Railroad.
I'm gonna need to eat soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that's going to be the case. Oops. Okay, 2 hours on that. Okay, more arrowheads.
So tired. I've never been so hungry in my life.
Okay. I think we have a couple more crates we can break down, and then we can go and sleep for a bit. Yeah.
I'm gonna need to eat. meet soon.
Okay, let's cook a little bit more pancakes. Okay. $10. Nope, I'm not happy about that. I'm happy with the recovery, not happy with the wind change. It's not going to be good. Okay. Okay. Oh no.
Can't be far behind.
We are well fed though. But it's an aurora. That's not good.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
This is not good. Aurora's coming and it's just 40 minutes on this. This sucks. So what this basically means is we will end up having to use our last flare to get out of here. I think we have to go back to the... This is going to be bad. Yeah, the run could end with this wolf up here. This could be really bad. Not happy about this. See, the problem with the wolves during the aurora is wolves and bears suddenly don't care if you threaten them. They will just madly attack. So our hope is that this wolf has not popped back in yet. This is a brief window where they disappear and then they return. And I'm hoping he's disappeared and has not returned yet. He's over there. He's not glowing though. Okay, that's good. Don't glow, don't glow. That's what I was worried about. He wasn't glowing, but he did kill us. The aurora was the thing that got us in the end. Like, running out of fuel. Well, actually, we could have dumped all their coal in and just stayed for the night. We got greedy. We wanted to save coal to do another forge. That's what got us. 14 days, though. 14 days. That was a pretty good run. Wow. That was going to be rough, though. I had just one flare left, so I wasn't certain where we were going to find another flare in Forlorn Muskeg. Wow. Do we try again? I'm like leaving for a week. I'm going to be out of town from tomorrow until next Saturday. So I won't be streaming. So I'm hesitant to start like something really good, but at the same time I still want to do something else tonight. And the cougar. What do you guys think? We could end relatively early, and I could read poetry. We could start a new interloper just to see where we get started. I do find like the first 50 days the most interesting on any interloper run. So I think this will just be a generic interloper for fun, just to kind of show how I handle my my first 48 hours, I'd say. Which isn't to say that I have a perfect grasp on the game, but I tend to survive. I think lately I've been feeling like I don't want the trader in the game, so I'm going to turn the trader off. The cougar I don't love, but let's see, Loper, bonus run. It was just a bonus run, just a demo run for folks. So usually start up. And we hope that we are someplace safe. Forlorn Muskeg. We were just here. So you check your stuff. You don't got a lot of stuff. It's nighttime. This is going to be a lousy run, isn't it? Lousy spawn. Weather is good. I'm just trying to get my bearings to see if I can figure out where the... I think it's this way. We should at least get a better sense of where we are. But the problem is, like, if we head towards Spence's, we're going to run into wolves, and that's just bad. I'm not entirely certain where we are. A little dark for me. Okay. This is probably a terrible idea. Somehow we got through that. Because we're light right now.
The cold is making my head feel thick.
I think this takes us to the train. That's what I'm hoping. With the train comes a flare. If we're at Poacher's Den, then we have a chance. No, we're not at Poacher's Den. Where are we? This is not good. You see the train way over there. We went the wrong direction. Maybe a very short run. Oh, no, we're going to make it. We inadvertently found our way to, this could be bad, to Spence's, but we are unfortunately headed to a wolf encounter if we're not careful. There used to be matches at Spence's, but there's no longer matches at Spence's. And we completely struck out no clothing here. Okay, so it's going to be wolves for certain. Do we risk it? Do I hear wolves? Do I see wolves?
This anymore.
We have at least a coat on right now. There's some food. is 6, 5. We are not covered enough. And we have no torches. No matches. Do we feel lucky? Not really. We don't feel lucky. Anyway we go, we're going to run into... We really need the flare. There's no other way around it. We have to retrace our steps to get back to the train. Hello, dude. What do you got? Nothing. Nothing. 14 days. Oh, I guess we have to update our list here. Or the train cars. Okay, we got the rail line here. Okay. Once you find the tracks, you can find your way out. You just have to hope you don't run into the bear. There's our fire. Hacksaw. Okay.
Come on, little fire.
The best start for Matchless is actually in Desolation Point because there's a cache that has what? No. Did I just throw it? I threw it through the wall. There we go. Okay, so might as well get some water going here too. But we are going to need to pull torches. Okay, we're at 5. We want at least 10. We are not warm enough. Crap. Wind changed. We had a perfect chance to get out and we missed it. Now we're stuck here. Guess we're boiling water. Do a little bit more water. Okay, we're gonna get out of here. Let's hope we don't run into the bear. Hey Roller, you missed it. We lost our Matchless run on day 14 to an Aurora Wolf. Yeah, there's not much we could do after that. Aurora Wolf, Aurora Wolf, Aurora, 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 Aurora. Yeah. Stupid wolf. You know, the thing is, we'd finished foraging. Thanks for the gift sub, Roller. Hope you enjoy it. Basic bacteria. But 14 days. We made it 14 days with no matches. Ruh-roh. 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 It's not an aurora, it's an aurora. Roro. Aurora. What's our best bet here? Trappers? Trappers is closest. Or camp office? Row, 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 row. So yeah, Roller, I'm going to be gone next week. This coming week. I am in Montreal from tomorrow until Saturday. So no streaming. Boo-hoo. But I'll be back. I think I'm back Saturday in time to stream. We'll see how tired I am. So we haven't decided if this is just a generic Loper or another matchless run, but so far we have no matches, so
Starting to feel numb.
it is turning out to be a matchless run. We started off as a matchless run, but I'm not certain if I want to do another matchless run or if I'm ready to try something else. Maybe we should go to the cave, get the coal, come out, go to Trappers. There's a bed there. Build a fire overnight with the coal. Keep it going, go on. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do.
I've never felt so cold in my life.
Done. Oh, we did get a hacksaw. We did get a hacksaw, so that's the one thing that we have going for us right now, is we got the hacksaw on day 0. Don't have much else, but we do have a hacksaw. Well, I'm just going to be in Montreal for a conference. So pretty much staying just on campus. Not certain yet if I'll get off campus to do anything. My French is pretty terrible. It would be hard to get. Hard to get much done. I think I would be able to understand basic conversation if I'm listening to it, but would not be able to speak and communicate effectively. We're going to really have to hope we get some gear to cover our hands and face. Pop in here. Ooh. Okay, do we want to go to Milton Basin? I mean, go to climb down. We're not doing climb down right away. Too tired. You're the operator of a Curian?
I'd eat anything right about now.
Okay. There's a bed at Trappers. We can use that. Forklift is classified as a truck. Right here. Ooh. I remember so little French. It's sad.
Did I say I hate being cold? Because I really do.
Oh, I missed the
It's a goddamn freezing.
earlier turn. Oh well. Still got here. I'll do that in a second here. Sewing kit, we can at least no more pots. I've yet to find the actual camera.
Come on, little fire. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, it was sad. We'd just gotten well fed and we just finished foraging, and then we got hit by an aurora, and we made the mistake of trying to save some of our fuel by going to camp in the bunker. We should have just piled the rest of our fuel or coal into the fire and slept at Spence's, even though it would have meant that we wouldn't have any coal left to do a second forage. We would have lived.
I've never been so hungry in my life.
Okay. Oops. Okay, so that's like 33.
That guy who drank his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right now.
Ah, step.
I think I can use this.
Oh, that's an upgrade. Not looking good. I don't like it. Probably have to stay here another night.
I could eat anything right now.
Yeah, even worse. On the verge of a blizzard. Yeah, it's moving too quickly. Okay, so this run is probably going to be dead in the water as soon as we lose our fire. Do we feel lucky? Nope, we don't feel lucky. Okay, so I think this is where we have to end it then.
I'm starving. trees? Because I'm gonna eat a tree.
Okay. We should be wrapping up soon. This would be a good time to leave. Okay. So that's where we're going to save for tonight. Yeah. I'm going to need a lot more firewood. So we're on day 1. And this is technically matchless. So we'll see how this one plays out. Okay, let's read something from a friend. Okay, maybe we'll read something from Lee Herrick. This is from Lee Herrick, Scar and Flower, published in 2019. No, this is about survival, so this should be a good one. Appropriate for our stream. Survival. What is that moment in evening light when everything softens, the word for all the city's trouble welled around us, the sparkle of your grandmother's necklace? I was lost once as you were, but we found the starlight and waking dreams of our bodies, sure by the sounds we echo, after all this drama, all this grace. There we go. Simple poem, survival. After all this trauma, after all this grace. Okay, and we'll read something else. See what poem chooser tells us. Recursion. Okay. This comes from Babbage's Dream, the second book of poetry, published by Sundress Publications in 2017. This is part of a series of poems that takes its inspiration from programming concepts and terms, sometimes programming language terms, and reinvents it as poetry. If you're a programmer and listen closely, you'll actually hear that it is, in fact, about that very concept, but reimagined in a different way. If you know nothing about programming, it will still hopefully sound cool. Okay, so this is entitled Recursion. Test for the empty case. If we reach some sort of end, a lark split wide, its wings a shattered song, the last box within a box and what it reveals, that we love what we cannot hold, what we cannot return, yet try nonetheless. Here some portion of ourselves remains, loose hair caught between keys, months, years, the glint of glass, the reflection of an eye trapped in the monitor's haze, or simply space, a chair abandoned finally to the void. Loop until done, else we will work on. cut adrift from the city, from empty rooms and empty beds. All night the moon looms, a great white zero in the dark, while we watch the freeways empty their nets, the last flickering cars struggling home. From between the slats of our window's view, the night watchman stands atop the parking tower, on break, setting his lips to a trumpet, as if to blow the walls down, or to call us back from the grave, perhaps to tell us something remarkable about the world we've forgotten. Each long note hanging like an iron rung in the sky, a ladder ascending out of the nothingness of work, while we shrink further and further into the distance, like fireflies at the end, flare, then silence, flare, then dark. All night we pray for arms, for fire, for light. There we go, recursion. So recursion basically has to do with the mathematical and programming concept of recursion, which is basically writing a function that then calls itself as part of its definition. So classic ways that we're taught recursion are to think about a function that is defined for evaluating an exponential. Like, so if you say you want to raise 2 to the 4th power, you would have a function called pow, and you would pass in the 2 and the 4 and as 2 separate parameters, and the function would then say the first thing, so x and y, and it'd say like x, multiply x by pow of x, and then y minus 1. So basically, if you were to want to evaluate, 2 to the 4th power, you would say that's the same thing as multiplying it by, take 2 and multiply it by 2 to the 3rd power. And then you would define 2 to the 3rd power as being really just 2 times 2 to the 2nd power. And so like you keep doing it this way, and recursive calling makes for these, it looks simple on the page, but it is a nightmare to debug when something goes wrong. And there always has to be a zero case, or a case where, like when it gets an identity case, something where it gets to an empty case is what it's called, where it has to return itself, right? Otherwise it will loop infinitely. And so so that's the test for the empty case. Now in the poem, it really is, kind of looking at work in the programming field in these text spaces as a recursive call, where we keep coming back doing the same task over and over again, but with less and less, until we are nothing, until at the end we've worn everything out and we just kind of turn into an empty chair. What happened to some of my co-workers, actually. One of them literally just abandoned the job, took a job somewhere else and didn't tell anyone that he left. And so there was his chair, his sweater on the back of it, box of macadamia nuts, and it's just like all his stuff still there, and he just abandoned everything and left. And so we kind of imagine that as being sort of like, that's the empty case, where you reach to the point where like you can't even bear to be at work, you just disappear. So I feel that way sometimes. Like, I don't think I could ever go back to full-time working purely as a programmer in a tech space. I think I have to be doing something tied to universities or to research or to humanities work in some way. I need stories. I need people. I can't just do things just to earn money anymore. It just doesn't make sense to me. So anyways, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I will be back not next week. Well, actually, maybe next Saturday. If we're lucky, I might be back by next Saturday. Or I might be asleep if I'm really tired when I get back. So, but I'll try. So, Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. We are going to, let's see, going to find someone to raid. Preferably someone we know already, but sometimes we raid complete strangers because it's fun to get to know new people. Carradine or Muse. Do I recognize anyone else that's new? Joaquin. Yeah. Let's drop into Carradine. Okay. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I'm going to get some sleep, and then I have to catch a flight and go to Montreal. So see you all next time, next week. Well, late next week. So next Saturday, possibly.